far into our tale without discussing our young protagonist, Lucretia's background. She was born into a small branch of the family, minor nobles in northern Italy, the great-granddaughter, on her father's side, of Claudius Giovanni, the favored childer of Augustus, the clan patriarch. When she grew into her early teens, her parents began to notice that she was hearing voices, and being the good Christians they were, and not being at all pursuant or even aware of their family's necromantic tendencies, they did the only thing they could with a child that heard voices. They sent her away to a nunnery, one specifically suited to taking care of the mentally ill and the demonically possessed. Ambrogino noticed her talent right away and coveted her for the embrace. But of course, as Claudius was favored by Augustus and had a direct blood claim to her, he was slated to be her sire. Well, just before the time came to embrace her, Claudius fouled a very important job for Augustus, and it was Ambrogino, the outsider, who stepped in to repair the damage. Ambrogino, with his contacts to the parent clan, was able to smooth the diplomatic difficulty over and allow Augustus's secret plan to continue unabated. So pleased he was with Ambrogino's unusual display of loyalty, he offered him a boon, anything that he would desire in exchange for the service he had done the family. And Ambrogino asked only for Claudius's child, Lucretia, as his own instead. And once all was done, and they went to seek her out in the place where she had been stowed away by her parents, they discovered that she had fled into the night. Many of the nuns claimed that she was supported by demons and were glad to see the possessed girl gone. Little did any of them know, until it was too late, that her ill treatment inside the nunnery had created in her an intense desire for revenge against her parents, and upon fleeing the nunnery, she made all haste back to the place where she was born and proceeded to poison both her mother and her father to their deaths. Such things are not considered, as a rule, to be bad form amongst the Giovanni. Her tenacity in escaping the nunnery and the force of will that led her to poison her own parents to death for revenge were considered to be marks in her favor as a prospective child. And so, around about her 25th birthday, Ambrogino, the outsider of the Giovanni, the profligate son, took her into the night as his own. Hello and welcome back, Canaanites, kindred, and other children of the night. We're here once again with Lucretia of Turin, Giovanni, child of Ambrogino. Last time we pushed our luck and went on a wonderful, wonderful pilgrimage and celebrated death. We placed our 2 ghouls with the intent of hopefully one day forming a ghoul family out of them. Hopefully we can have some success on that level. She's still quite young and has many, many years left to have children. We placed them here after pushing the rightful owner of the domain out. We were about to marry a courtier, if possible, in order to get them, or to get us a spy master. So let's look. Do we have... Oh, that's not the best way to do this. Of course, the best way to do this is this. So we go... Court... Adult. Unmarried. Right, we want non-vampires who can marry, so you can marry. So we will find a husband for you. This guy is a decent spy master. Now we could alternatively be searching for prowess. There's no prowess, so we could grab this guy. He's actually an improvement over the last one we had. Sure, let's do that. That seems fine. Just that one marriage, though. We'll leave the other ones for later. Excellent. And then he can immediately be given the job of spy master. There you go. What is this? Of course, that's the Book of Nod. Those are our victories in war. We're gonna give everybody a little bit of time to calm down a little bit, you know. Let him regenerate his troops, let me regenerate my troops before we do this war here, which is to the end of getting us the duchy title. When we do declare war on him, he will be unassisted. So we want to declare it as quickly as possible so that stays the case. This is almost done. And then we're going to have to focus on developing our domain for a while, which is a little tough for a vampire. A little tough. Well, we're not hunting. We should always hunt. We could hunt from the new guy. You would think he would be easy to identify because of his turban, but I guess he's not wearing his turban here. Let's hunt from Leo. Leo seems a great guy to hunt from. Let's hunt from you. Great. Great! And my herd has reached its cap because of my terrible diplomacy. I forgot another thing we need to do here. Sorry, Baron, but you are out of luck. You're gonna have to just deal, yo. I know this is gonna make you hate me, but like, you're awful. Like, you're totally awful. I suppose we could sway you, but we have other things to do with our positive reaction. So you hate us. Is it permanent? So about 25, about 50 of it is permanent, but it looks like we're well over, so that 50 isn't a real 50. Yeah, this guy is totally hopeless. Like, totally hopeless. I would like to imprison him, but I'll simply fail. We'll just leave him be for now. We'll leave him be for now. He's not a rival, so I'm not going to rush towards it. He's just so terribly bad. We have an unpressed claim on what county is this? Oh. That makes things way easier. Thank you. That means we don't have to worry about him having joiners, because we can use the prestige war, the regular war, the claim war. Am I ready to do this now? Like, did we just do it now? He has 2 allies now. That is not the coolest thing to ever happen, to be honest. Now that he has 2 allies, that puts me in a different position, because I don't have enough troops to fight him again. Very interesting. And I'm stuck, because you need 1 more title, right? Yeah, and 1 more title to get that, so I can't get him to join. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to sit on it for a bit. I mean, he's a pretty powerful guy. The thing about his allies, though, is, are they close? If his allies are actually far away. Let's see where his allies are. So his allies are not visible. Where's this? Way up there? I may not have to worry about his allies. This might be over before they could possibly get here. If they're super far away, this very well may be over before they can possibly get here. He's a little closer. Yeah, he's closer, so he will get here, but I don't think he'll get here in time. You know what? We're supposed to test against death. The entire theme of this character is testing against death. And what better way to test against death than to declare a war that you're completely uncertain you can win, call in our ally, using up all of our prestige, raise all our men-at-arms here, get into position. Hopefully we can trounce... Oh, not men-at-arms, everybody. We need to raise everybody here. Whoops. Superstitious Mind. Last time I saw Court Chaplain Constanza, she was surreptitiously getting rid of Yellow because she is superstitious. Blasphemous beliefs. No, we don't want to reject her as our friend, but we will say that it is nonsense, because it is actually nonsense. I mean, we all know it's nonsense, right? Like, it's nonsense. I mean, obviously vampires and ghosts are real, and probably werewolves, but nothing other than those. So we want to kill this unit off. Hopefully we can. It's gonna be harsh because he's probably got great knights. Our champion Claudia was wounded, but we are gonna win. Oh, I hate these fights. This is what challenging death looks like. Our champion Albina was wounded as well. Ugh, hopefully they spend blood to make that better for themselves. Another sanguine experience thing situation. So we want to just siege this. Hopefully it'll be fine. There's 700 troops here. We're gonna turn this up, and I want to hunt again. So we just, there he is. We will hunt from you. I can't hunt from you. I could hunt from somebody who's acting as a warrior, though. I could hunt from you. You're here. So let's hope that we can siege this before he and his ally come back too strong for us to deal with. I think it's gonna happen. Oh, it's starting to look good. It's starting to look good. It's gonna happen. They made a terrible mistake, which is that they went down there to siege when they could have defeated me, and it is going to be their doom. Because we have once again proven that nobody tests death like we test death. We have won against death again. You don't hate us because you're not entitled to a position. You're awful, though. You're like just truly awful. You are also truly, truly awful. I have to drive. I mean, I need the knight. I actually need him. And he's never gonna get better. He's just gonna be this bad forever. Like, yeah, oof. Don't know how they can have nothing from... Maybe they haven't been generated yet? That does not feel like proper stats. She is just terrible. Am I really gonna put her here? In the position of Spy Master, one of the most important positions I have? Just to keep her from just ruining everything? I guess I am? I don't know how much tyranny I can stomach. The thing is, I could do it slowly over time, right? Like, I can put her on the council. No, I don't want to do that at all. Let me see. So she... Wait. She literally migrated? Is this literally the person I already sent away? Well, that's... What? Who thought? What? Okay. I guess so. I wish you were a little better in here, because then you could kick this guy out. Right? Like, kicking this guy out would be great. He's got his literal 90 troops. I almost want to give you money just so you can, like, buy troops or something. I don't think they can do that at this level. Ugh. Child? Revenant? Mortal. Sad. Get out of here. Yeah, it's the same as last time. You like me better gone. Right? You like me better gone. So let's put, like, I think you are probably the best to put there. Right? We're gonna grant this to... Can I not grant you a title? Oh, you're immortal. I can only grant titles to kindred or ghouls. I bet I could grant it to you. He's still barely young enough. That makes sense. And then I guess we might as well just complete the circle and just he liked us fine until he decided he wanted a position on the council that he is not entitled to because he's terrible. If he wasn't terrible, I would consider giving him a position on the council. You know, I could actually make him the priest, simply because it's not that important a position. It does increase the amount of piety I make per month. Do that. Solves that problem. Makes her not like me, but that's fine. Again, it's fine. It's gotta be fine, because there's no other answer to the question. It is either fine or we're doomed. I need a seneschal because we need to oh, geez, I have nobody. Of course I don't. I have nobody who has a stewardship at all. I've not a single person with stewardship. Can I find somebody with stewardship? let's try that marriage search again. So unmarried people. Can you marry? Can you marry? Can you marry? You can. You. I think we find you a spouse. We're looking for someone who's a decent steward. I feel like even 10 would do. We could get this one. She's the youngest. Yeah, let's do that. So let's grab them. And then we want to put them into the position of steward. As we suspected, that makes them average. Is great. That actually means that our control should trend up. This guy, he likes me because he's on the council. The last problem is you, sir, who I don't want to throw out because you're a good knight. But it's the only thing you're good at. It's literally because you don't have enough troops here. But we might be able to do something about that. I might be able to build you something that will give you just enough levies. Interesting. Family estates is a very, 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 very interesting little thing that we can build. I'm gonna build this here. Will he be able to use it? It doesn't specifically say it requires anything. Yeah, it doesn't say it requires anything, so let's do it. That should give him enough troops to hopefully push him into the position of number 2. Aftermath of a dream. But despite being a morally dubious affair, the Fourth Crusade has brought great wealth to the city-states of Italy, mostly from pillaged Greek relics. Many people, including Byzantine Canaanites, are also fleeing the chaos and seeking refuge elsewhere. You recently heard of such a caravan traveling not far from your land. Like most refugees, they would be easy prey for your agents, and there is the perspective of stealing any riches they might carry with them. Another course of action would be to welcome them at your court, a noble act that could also bring new possibilities. Nobody ever said that you are generous without a reason. Let's welcome our poor cousins. Bring me anything of value. Such matters are below me. I think that we would try to rob them. Aftermath of the Dream 2. You easily get rid of the caravan's meager defenses. There isn't much loot as much loot as you hoped, but still enough to be worth your while. Though one particular object has been hotly contested between your men during the sharing of the spoils, this small piece of glass, perhaps from a mirror or a window, has a fascinating effect on people, as if calling to their very soul. You know of Michael, the almost divine-like vampire of Constantinople before its fall. Could it be related to him? Give me that. Shard of Hagia Sophia. They didn't say it was much gold, but this is like make it or break it type goal at this point in the game for a poor young vampire with very little in the way of power yet. I think we're taking this gold. Let's pause here. I would like to look at our disciplines because we haven't looked at them much yet. So we are working our way up. We're working our way up in a couple of different categories. Not long before we're going to start to see some things happen. Yeah, I mean, it's a really good buff, but I don't want the extra stress, and I could sure use the buildings. I'm not going to lie. We need control up here. Let's grab our Marshal and have him do control up here. And then, what do we want to build elsewhere? Suppose here. We also need control up here to get buildings, so we'll start there. We do have the capital. Oh, that's a university. Interesting. Very interesting. We're not even close to the development level. Which is the duchy capital? Is it the one that I actually don't hold myself? Of course, it always is. It's always the one you don't hold yourself. This is not great. Because we're gonna have to betray the hell out of this guy if we ever do vassalize him. That sucks, because he's been so good to us, and he's the literal reason why we could do those wars. But you know how it goes, right? Everything is a family matter, and he is not family. He's not even really friend. Let's see here. Oh, with that huge monetary windfall, I guess we gotta decide what we're gonna do, right? I think we create the Duchy of Piedmore. I think that's more important than any singular other thing we can do. Yes, yes. Now, we don't have enough champions, which is fine. Will you become my ally now, Papa? You will? Oh. You appreciate how much I've grown, do you? I thought you might. I thought you might, Papa. Hey, I know I'm like super far away. You can't do it, can you? Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. I wish you would be able to like, I could swear fealty to you. Other grandpapa. Too bad, I wish I could. But no, I'm stuck over here in Italy. Here I am, being Italian. Doing my very best. But that alliance right there with my grandpa, that's a huge deal. We're gonna offer vassalization to him, of course. For, ooh, he won't do it. I could give him a religious exception. Do we want to do that? Yeah, I think we do want to do that. I think we do. So we're gonna do this. He's a good replacement for my spy master. He's gonna immediately become my most powerful vassal, of course, which is gonna make him not like me, but that's fine. Let's see what happens over here. So this guy is not a vassal at all. He's just a guy stuck in there temporarily, so you can take his job. Like right away. Take his job. It's fine. In fact, it's more than fine. It's perfect. So these are my 3 strongest vassals now, which is great. That makes things a lot better. It also means I don't need to keep this guy in here anymore. This idiot. So I can put Claudia back in there where I would say she belongs, except she's just like basically tolerable. Yep, she's basically tolerable. That's it. It's a little better. Hey, this just shook out pretty good. You know, these two are all right. This is all right. I don't want this guy to exist because he has my duchy title. He does. He has this, which should be mine. Should be mine, you know. But it's not. It's not. I don't know how we're gonna get rid of him, but we're gonna have to figure it out. I mean, oof. 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 I could raise like a tiny army and walk over here. I am stronger than I've ever been personally, though, which is useful. I've replaced an alliance with an internal alliance with a super useful external alliance. Papa now respects me. We got disabled buildings, we've got county control we need up. We just need to pass some time here. And if we're gonna pass time, that always means the same thing. It means eating. So we gotta have some lunch. Let's see, who we gonna have lunch on? Suppose we could have lunch on you. Oh, am I already hunting? I'm already hunting. Blood, you've tracked your play. He will drink. He will weaken, but he will be fine. There we go. What we need now is a bunch of control up here. We need a bunch of control up here. That's a pretty big deal. How is our culture doing right now? Faithful friend, we'll look at that in a second. We're chasing battlements from early medieval. We're heading towards high, no, it's high medieval. Right? Anything particular in here we think we should get? No. No, I think I agree. Oh, we could switch to chronicle writing. That'll make it happen way faster. 90%. That should be way, way faster, so we'll do that. Then we can pop up there to whatever it gets on next. I'm wandering down a bustling alleyway with my friend Albina when she suddenly disappears. I turn to see her deep in discussion with a merchant whose wares appear to consist mostly of curious little trinkets. Albina, her transaction completed, ambles back to me, thumbing her new purchase distractedly. It's a religious icon, not of your Ossium faith, my best friend, but of mine, she explains. A smile crosses her face as she catches a glimpse of my own symbol, suspended from a chain around my neck. I've always appreciated how you treat me so well despite our theological differences. Well... perhaps I can learn something from her. Perhaps. I've learned a little bit from her about the nature of canite existence. What a wonderful little interaction that was. Are we feeling another pilgrimage? If we are, it'll be next episode. We're not doing it today, that's for sure. Schemer discovered. It is this guy who is trying to kill my champion. Poof, please don't. I can pardon my best friend, and I will. I think that's all fine. Hopefully these control... well, we should put the guy out there to actually do the control increase on one of these. I think this one is better. Up here we have buildings up here too. Actually quite a lot of money that we're missing out in the top. I wonder which one will be faster. I think the lower one will be faster, so we'll just leave it as it is. No sheriffs. Oh, Steward. You got me that precious gold that I needed for an emergency, but fine. Some moments must be recorded forever. That time I became friends with Duke Ambrogino Giovanni of Dementia is one of them. Such an incredible memory must be preserved for all time. My mastery of the Italian vulgar language would make penning this a trivial matter. Then again, my dear Constancia is so much better at writing than I am. Surely she would help if I asked. Assembling and illustrating a tome can quickly become a costly endeavor. Constancia is a true friend. We pay a little bit of money, and we get the artifact. We get 30 liking with her. We pay more money. And no liking. And we don't do it. No, we absolutely do this. So let us make a record. And we have gained a memory of Duke Ambrogino Giovanni, our sire and grandfather. Oof. That's all I gotta say about that. We're gonna be keeping that at our side basically forever. Now, if we look around us, what kingdom are we supposed to be part of? Italy. Wonderful. The grandest of all kingdoms. Okay. Okay, that's fine. We don't need a king's title anyway. Not at least anytime soon. Oh. Wait, what? Oh. My primary heir is of the wrong dynasty? Okay. I suppose. Let's continue. Herd feeding summary. So we're still gaining from our herd every month. And we're getting further and further towards scholarly circles. Reflecting on death, I am sitting and meditating on the finer points of Via Ossium. I cannot help but think back to when I traveled to Venezia for my very first pilgrimage. This trip was far from the pedotian comforts of my life as a duchess, but the relief I felt upon arriving at Venezia made it worth the trouble. I believe I will forever feel closer to death. Ha! That just makes me think it's time for another. Is it time for another? Do we seek death in foreign lands again? Quite expensive. But it might not be that expensive. We'll see how much it is when we actually pick it. That's quite a bit more expensive than the last one. If we look, we also have Alexandria. If we were to lower the pomp down, we can get it down to 103. So really, is there anything up here closer? No, not particularly. In fact, everything seems to be just focused around this area, which makes a lot of sense, honestly. This is the cheapest one that we can currently do at 83. If we did this, we would want to come down this way and come back up the boot. It means we would need extra money for mercenaries and stuff. So let's definitely leave that for later. We're going to keep that on the back burner, and for now, I think we're going to bring an end to this episode. So we have made some major gains. Our biggest problem right now is that we are not really learning our disciplines fast enough because we cannot produce a huge herd. Lacking in diplomacy, our herd is very small, and our power grows very, very slowly. We will have to do something about that. We will get a few disciplines pretty soon. As long as we keep feeding, it should turn out okay in the long run. But we do got to remember that we need to be constantly hunting. If we're not constantly hunting, we are throwing away growth that we need in order to eventually become truly strong. And with that, I think we're going to call an end to this episode. Thank you for watching, and I hope you join me the next time that we are here with the lovely Lucretia Giovanni of Clan Cappadocian of the Giovanni Bloodline. Goodbye for now.